really depends on the case. And you obviously have to make that one visit a month, and you have to check your boxes, but you can do more than that. And you'll be able to feel it out. You'll be able to tell based on the type of case, based on the severity, based on the urgency that's required. You'll know how much time it requires. I had a case where they called me every single day, and you just have to set those boundaries. Now, you may not be okay with them calling you every day, and I think that's okay too. Our situations are probably a little bit different, but they would call me every single day, and so I just had to set boundaries and tell the little girl called me actually, and I would tell her, you know, you can call me from this time to this time in the morning. And I didn't want to tell her, you don't have to call me every single day to update me about about school, because in her situation, she finally had somebody that she trusted, and she had some consistency, and you don't want to reject that. You don't want to make them feel like the one person who's supposed to be there for them can't talk or is too busy. So even if you set those boundaries and you tell them, okay, well, why don't you call me once a week? Why don't you call me on Wednesday night? Why don't you call me, on Sunday night? Because depending on the age of your children, they may want you to be updated if they're making progress in school or extracurricular activities or something like that. Now, the grandmother would call me all the time, all hours of night. And in her specific case, I needed to be able to answer the phone because there was a sense of urgency with her phone calls. They may have involved the police. They may have required me to get up and go to their home. And so that might be different for you. You're not required to have your phone sitting beside your bed ready to answer it. That's something that you'll have to decide personally depending on your case. But like Dawn said earlier, I work a full-time job. It's possible to do it. It's possible to manage your cases or your case and manage your job. It's all about time management. One of the biggest issues for me when I first started was making sure that I was taking notes every single time I made contact, even if it was a phone call, a text message, because, I'm sorry, I'm getting lengthy, but this is important.
No, you just called me out.
It is very, very important that every single contact that you make is documented, and that you do it along the way, and that you don't trust your memory, because you will not be that good, I promise. I thought, I don't have to write this down because I'll remember for my notes that are due on the 5th every single month. And I felt convicted every time we had to talk about this, because I knew I didn't do that great in the very beginning. Even though I was doing the work, I was making visits, I was talking to him every day. I'm like, what do you mean? But I didn't have it documented. And that's so important, because at the end of the month, when it's time to turn those notes in, if you've been doing it all along the way, there's no work to do at the end of the month. You're not like a college student, like pulling it all night or trying to get your notes in. And that was me in the very beginning. So I heard Miss Yosei talk in one of our trainings one time about how detailed her notes were, and that's the standard that I think about every time I think about my notes. I'm like, I want my notes to be as good as Miss Yosei's notes. So that's the part that shouldn't take you a lot of time, because you'll be doing it along the way. But if you wait till the last minute, it will take you a lot of time. Did that answer?